Syracuse and Clemson next up. Great ACC matchup here. We've got Clemson 13.5-point home favorites, 51.5 the total in this game. This is going to be really interesting because you've got undefeated teams, Syracuse 6-0, Clemson 7-0. I would say Clemson, though, Conor, Mac, they're getting better every week. They really are. And let's give some credit to DJ Uiagalelei, facing a lot of heat after the way he played last year, after the way that offense played last year. And he's bounced back, and he has been – look, Dabo Swinney was resolute all along, saying, you know what? I believe in this guy. He's our quarterback. We're sticking with him. And DJ's been good. DJU with 17 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions in 7 games. How about that for a ratio? 17-2. TD to INT ratio, 64% completions. Man, it's been a great season for this Clemson team. Look, Syracuse, unbelievable job by Dino Babers, Robert and the entire coaching staff. What they've done with this group, it's been spectacular. 6-0. And look, some decent wins. Purdue at home, Louisville at home, NC State at home. But again, NC State, and that was an impressive win. But at the same time, there was no Devin Leary. He had a limited passing game for NC State. Jack Chambers just wasn't good. There's a reason why they didn't throw the ball a lot with Chambers against Florida State when he came into the game. It's just not a great passing game with Chambers at quarterback. I think this defense has certainly played great. 9, 0, 20. 29 is the most points they've given up in a game this year against a pretty good Purdue team. But as much as I like the way that defense is played, man, is it going to be put to the test here by Clemson, because they haven't seen anything like Clemson yet, this Syracuse team. Let's see how they handle it. Let's see how their offense does against Clemson's defense, which, at times in the secondary they've been burned, which can Syracuse take advantage of it? Syracuse is still, they want to run the football. Garrett Schrader, the quarterback, Tucker, the running back. They still want to run the football more than throw it, but there's no question they couldn't throw the football a lick last year, Syracuse. They at least can throw it a little bit this year, but, they still want to be run first, and that's obviously the strength of Clemson's defense is stopping the run. You can actually have some success against Clemson's secondary. We've seen them give up big plays to Wake and some of their other games. They got beaten in the secondary a little bit. It's a young secondary. Could Syracuse exploit that with that passing game, which is better, but I still don't know if we can put Schrader in that Syracuse passing attack in that, wow, that's a really great passing game category. I don't think we can. I'd be gun shy to take the points with Syracuse. Part of me thinks this is a wake-up call, and they're just going to run into a team that's just too good here. So, tough game. I'm fascinated to watch it, though, because we're really going to find out what Syracuse, and this 6-0 start was just good, and you were at home a lot. You played some good but not great teams. Now you're going on the road. You're facing one of the best teams in the country. We're going to find out a lot about Syracuse here in this one. What do you think, Conor, Mac?
Yeah, we're going to find out. I thought once they got the win going here. You know what, though? Syracuse has had kind of Clemson's number. But usually those games were in the Carrier Dome at home. Even when they had bad teams, they played Clemson really tough sometimes. So I need a little bit more than 2 touchdowns to look Syracuse's way. Like you mentioned, Clemson's just looked better and better each week. And one thing is, where I want to back them is here at home. They've just been really, really good. They haven't lost in 5 or 6 years. But do I want to lay 2 touchdowns? I don't know if I'm rushing with that, because I think Syracuse, like you mentioned, defense pretty good. I think Schrader's kind of good enough just to get by, keep them in this game, and it could be tight. So maybe this is a watch type game, a live bet, but I won't get involved pregame, but should be a good one. I lean kind of under. I wish this total was a little higher, and I'd really be on this under, but that's just my lean here.
And this is a noon game, noon Eastern. So that's actually a benefit to Syracuse. It's not going to be that raucous night environment in Death Valley on Saturday night. So that's at least going to give them a little bit of a break.
True.
In this one. I agree with Jacksonville Zoe in our chat. The one concern is if Schrader doesn't have time to throw the ball, is he going to make the mistakes? He's done pretty good negating them, but he could make some here in this game, because this is definitely the best defense